Fresh videos from the White House correspondents' dinner shooting scare are now going viral, showing Stephen Miller and his wife, Katie Miller, making a hurried exit, just as chaos unfolded inside the venue. And almost instantly, the internet locked onto one specific detail. In the footage, Miller is seen walking behind his wife as security escorts them out, with his hand placed on her upper body, as the situation escalates following gunfire at the event. That visual sparked a wave of intense allegations online. Some users claimed Miller was using his pregnant wife as a human shield. One viral comment read, "Stephen Miller with his back covered by security, and his front covered by his pregnant wife. I've seen all I need to see." At the same time, another line of attack emerged. Social media users began focusing on the placement of Miller's hand, with some making explicit allegations. One user wrote, "Active shooter and Stephen Miller, busy grabbing." And yet another claimed, "Stephen Miller getting a feel on the way out." Yeah, the clip spread fast, and the narrative took hold quickly. But then came a direct response. Appearing on Fox News, Katie Miller addressed the controversy head-on, offering a detailed account of what actually happened during the evacuation. She explained that the moment security approached them, it became clear the situation was serious, and they had to exit immediately. Katie emphasized one key detail: she is 8 months pregnant. And because of that, she needed assistance just to get up and move quickly. "So, my dear husband lifts me up," she said, describing how the evacuation began. She also clarified why Stephen Miller was positioned behind her in the footage. "The threat was behind us," she stated, explaining that their security detail had instructed her to go first during the exit. Then came the explanation about the hand placement, the part that fueled the most controversy online. Katie said her husband deliberately avoided placing his hands on her stomach because of the baby. Instead, he moved his hands upward to support her during the evacuation. She admitted that in the moment, she didn't even notice exactly where his hands were placed. But later that evening, social media told a very different story. Katie revealed that after seeing the online reaction, she even asked her husband, "Did you really need to do that?" To which he responded, "What did I do?" The exchange underlined just how differently the moment was being interpreted online versus what the couple says actually happened on the ground. By the end of the Fox News segment, both Katie Miller and the host pushed back strongly against the claims, rejecting the idea that Stephen Miller used his wife as a shield during an active shooter situation. But even with that clarification, the viral clip continues to circulate, with opinions still sharply divided. And Stephen Miller isn't the only official facing scrutiny. Separate videos from the same incident involving Kash Patel have also gone viral, with the FBI chief facing backlash over his actions during the chaos.
A shocking contradiction is driving the fallout from the White House Correspondents' Dinner shooting. FBI Director Kash Patel is facing backlash after appearing to stand still as chaos unfolded, even as a chilling manifesto reportedly revealed the gunman had chosen him as the one Trump official to spare. The overlap between those two moments is now fueling intense scrutiny. Panic broke out at the White House Correspondents' Dinner as gunfire triggered an emergency response, forcing evacuations and heightened security. High-profile political figures were present, including U.S. President Donald Trump, who was quickly moved to safety by security personnel. Authorities later identified a suspect believed to have orchestrated the attack after traveling across states. But the most explosive detail emerged from a manifesto allegedly sent before the attack. According to reports, the suspect outlined a plan to target figures linked to Trump's political orbit, and buried within that document, one name stood out: FBI Director Kash Patel, not as a target, but as someone the gunman allegedly intended to spare. That single detail has become the center of the investigation's most disturbing question: why Patel? Was it symbolic, strategic, personal? Authorities have not provided a clear answer, and the manifesto's full contents remain under analysis. But the implication that a high-ranking FBI official was singled out for exclusion has triggered serious concern. At the same time, footage from the scene has gone viral. In it, Patel appears momentarily still standing as others react to the unfolding chaos around him. The clip has been widely circulated, with critics questioning his response during a moment of national security crisis. Online reaction was swift. Some users accused Patel of appearing disengaged. Others questioned whether his response reflected shock, confusion, or adherence to protocol. But when paired with the manifesto detail that he was the one official allegedly spared, the criticism took a sharper turn. However, the clip in question shows only a brief moment from the incident. Kash Patel was seen engaged on phone calls amidst the chaos, as captured in photographs snapped by those present at the scene. But that hasn't stopped the narrative from shifting beyond criticism into speculation. Two facts, unverified in connection but widely discussed together: a manifesto that excludes Patel from harm, and a viral clip showing Patel standing still during the incident. Theories have flooded social media, ranging from coincidence to claims of deeper knowledge. There is no evidence supporting any coordinated link, but the optics alone have intensified the conversation. Beyond Patel, the incident has raised broader concerns. How did the suspect allegedly move across states and reach such proximity to a high-security political event? Reports suggest the individual may have documented perceived gaps in security along the way. Investigators are now examining whether systemic vulnerabilities played a role. The presence of Trump-linked figures at the event and the manifesto's alleged focus on that circle has elevated the case into a politically sensitive investigation. Authorities are reportedly treating the writings as key evidence in understanding motive and intent.
Right now, the defendant is being charged with 2 counts, 924C, using a firearm during a crime of violence, and a second crime under 111, which is assault on a federal officer using a dangerous weapon. Now, as you all know, there was an individual, a uniformed Secret Service officer, who was shot. And fortunately, he is doing all right and he will be fine. But it is clear, based upon what we know so far, that this individual was intent on doing as much harm and as much damage as he could. And thankfully, because of the checkpoint right outside the ballroom, where thousands of people were situated to hear the President of the United States, because that checkpoint worked, there was no one who was injured when it was clear where this defendant was going.